Yeah, episode 68, Our League podcast. I'm on After the Duo Eds alongside my co-host, my brother in Ethan, with a fresh trim I can see. Come on, he said.
No, to be fair, it's a bit more shorter than what I've been having. To be fair, I'm not best pleased because I did grow out my hair for a bit, and it's not the same. It's
What
not
did
the
what did you cut it intentionally short, or did the
no,
barber
no.
do it?
So
And you
so the
okay?
barber cut it. I said literally just trim it a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah,
please.
yeah.
And he didn't follow those instructions,
I
and
hate
and
that.
it was too late to say anything. To be fair, I don't mind it, but coming into this winter months, I kind of wanted it longer. So yeah.
That's the worst when you tell the barber like, yo, just like trim it just a little, and then they've got a heavy hand, and then
Yeah,
it just do better than that. You
yeah,
can't. And the thing is, like you're saying, even with me, yeah. I don't mind when they do it, but it's just like, do you know how long it took to grow just this much,
yeah,
bruv? Like, do you know,
yeah.
you know what I
That's
mean?
it. I was like, I
God.
literally haven't cut my hair for maybe I'd say over 2 months,
Yeah, yeah,
and I was like, it's getting to a stage where it's a bit all over the place. I just wanted it a little bit trimmed off.
yeah.
I was like, yeah. As soon as he cut the first bit off, I was like, I saw it. I was sitting in the chair and I saw the first curl kind of come out. I was like, yeah, I kind of fucked it.
Oh man. So
Yeah.
you know, I've clocked with the barbers. You have to give them reference. This is what I want, like the photo. You have to show them a photo so they
I've
know.
never done that ever
I've done
since.
that, you know. I've done
Oh,
that.
have you?
So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
cause like I used to go to this barber and like you said, you always used to have a heavy hand. So let's say I'm like, yo, just trim a little bit. He'll
Yeah.
just go and it'll be mad lower. Then I'll get upset. But you know what I mean? And then it's just the rest of the trim, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
So I've said, yo, like this, bruv. When I say just a little, I mean like this. And he's like, all
Yeah.
right, cool, cool, cool. Because in their mind, they think they know what's best, but
Yeah.
I
And
want the hair like I want it. Do you know what I mean?
you can't even hide your disappointment as well at
Yeah.
the time. Like you're looking in the mirror and trying to catch contact with the barber as well, just to say, look, you've really pissed me off
Yeah,
here.
yeah, you've done me. You've done me. Yeah, you've done me. I recently cheated on my barber.
Oh, okay.
Um, and my new barber because I just felt like I was happy with the trims, but I just felt like I could get more out of the haircut. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So I've started
Yeah.
going to a new barber. He actually comes to the house,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, it comes
Okay.
to the house, and it's only a tenner extra. And then, but then if you take all the costs, whether it's parking or taking the train, or
Yeah.
you may get a drink, you may get something to eat. You spent more than that £10 anyway. Do you know
Well,
what I
yeah,
mean?
you have to get cash out as well,
Yeah, and you have to get the
some
cash
and
out as well,
yeah,
and then like,
yeah,
so really and truly, the cost it gets, the cost for him to come here is cheaper
yeah,
than me to actually go
yeah,
to him. So it's like, yeah, you might as well just come here. So yeah, the new barber comes to the crib, and I ain't seen him in a few weeks. You can see a bit scuff and that, but yeah, nah, man, it's been come. What you have been saying? I've been seeing you lots. I saw Victoria's video of you lot storage. That stuff is packed out, bruv.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, she went on Wednesday, I believe, or Tuesday. She went to go and sort it out, some of the storage bits that we need to take out and organize for our moving of
Yeah,
house situation. So yeah, it's exciting but also stressful
stressful.
because
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, the storage unit is there's a lot of stuff, and I'm not gonna lie, it's more Victoria's
No, she
bit.
said. To be fair to her, she did say in the video, "I'm not gonna lie, it's mostly mine." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's funny.
all of her stuff is in there, which she knows that she needs to sort of clutter down and try and sell off to people. So yeah, she's doing that.
I feel like women are more hoarders than guys.
Yeah,
I,
I literally said this yesterday to
yeah,
Victoria. I said, "You're a hoarder, you know." She's
yeah,
like, "Yeah, I know, I know."
yeah.
So
I feel like,
she didn't even deny it. So
yeah, because me, once I have no use for something, if it's not nostalgic, it's gone. Like it's just either I'm gonna sell it or give it to charity. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas with
yeah,
women, like, oh no, you never know. I know you're never gonna wear this again. You
yeah,
will never wear this again. But hey ho, innit? But I like the she had a mug with cow udders. I like that. That's you
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
keep
No,
that one
yeah. This is also the stuff like cutlery and all of this stuff that we had in our
in your flat.
old
Yeah,
flat.
yeah, yeah,
We've
yeah.
got to kind of see whether we still want that stuff as well. So I think weekends and sort of nights now are gonna be sorting out the storage unit, which isn't such a pain. It's something to do when you finished work, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just stressful. It's just
I
stressful.
would love to own a storage unit. They make so much money. They
Yeah.
make so
Yeah.
much money. Like my dad, obviously he moved to America. He had stuff in storage for like 5 years. I said, what? I said, but you still got a yard here. I was like, so
You have to,
why?
and you
And
have to pay that annually as well.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. And I was just like, he said, Eds, it got to the point now, it doesn't even make financial sense to keep having it stored. So he made me drive to his uncle's house. So my great uncle, whatever. And I took some stuff, like he said, yo, just pick what you want, take it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then the rest of the stuff he was just gonna give away to charity. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, nah, man, I'm happy for you lots. It's getting closer and closer, innit?
Yeah,
Have
it's
you
getting
started
close.
looking out for furniture stuff or nah?
So we went to, I think we went DFS. When was this? Probably a month ago.
Mm.
And yeah, we've seen the sofa that we like, but we haven't fully gone for it because we haven't got a date of moving
Yeah,
in
yeah,
yet.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
saying within 8 to 10 weeks. So it's a bit annoying because we haven't got a
What to
specific
lock down the house?
to lock down the house and then potentially move in. So yeah, we haven't got that date yet. So it's a bit annoying. Because we kind of want to look forward to like working up for it, buying stuff for it as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, we're chasing solicitors at the moment just to hurry it up a bit because solicitors, you don't realize that the amount of times that we've called in the last 2 weeks and they just like kind of palm you off in a way. They like, oh yeah, we're working on it. Yeah, yeah, we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
You've constantly got to get at them because if you're not, that they will just leave you
And
to
you're the ones
square
paying
them up.
them. They should be chasing you. Do you know what I mean? It's
Exactly, exactly. But yeah,
crazy, crazy, crazy.
but everything else has been quite smooth running, really.
Yeah. And in terms of like, you said you've locked down the crib. Have you like the area? Is it a nice area and that?
Yeah, yeah, it's an up and coming area. So there's a few little startup businesses, so like little coffee
I
shops,
knew he was gonna say coffee stops and stuff
little
like that.
coffee
Yeah.
shops. There's loads of takeaway spots. It seems like a kind of a young crowd, young families, young professionals
Yeah.
that live around that area. So yeah, no, it's a nice area. A few nice pubs, a few nice
Is it
restaurants
more
as well.
closer to the city?
Yes, very close. So it's a one bus in sort of
Oh,
situation. So
nice,
it
nice,
takes
nice.
15 minutes into the city centre. There's this long road called the Hagley Road, which you can go down to the botanical gardens. You can do a load of other things
Man
around.
said botanical
I
gardens.
know,
We are getting older.
but
We are
this is the influence that Victoria has had on with all her plants and all of this stuff. So
botanical
yeah,
gardens. I never thought I'd hear one of my buddies say that. Wow, we're growing up, boy. We are growing up.
but yeah, no, it's a very nice area. I'm happy with the area. Yeah, hopefully this is just a stepping stone, and we can get on to sort of. I do want to relocate back to London. London is where
Oh,
my
yeah.
home is, but I don't
It
know.
doesn't make
We'll see.
financial sense right now, though,
No,
man. It
not
doesn't. It
not at
doesn't.
the
It doesn't.
moment. Not at
It
the
doesn't.
moment.
It
But
doesn't.
yeah,
You rather stay up there because everyone here is trying to get out, bro. Like it's crazy.
yeah,
Everyone here is literally trying to. They're either doing the home counties. Like I mean, not so much Surrey because Surrey is crazy expensive, but most people are tending to move out to Hertfordshire because that's
yeah,
like it's the middle ground between the Midlands and London, isn't it? So you
yeah,
know, like
yeah.
that's where most people tend to be moving. So all the Essexy types. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, I'm happy for you lots, man. It brings me joy. Botanical gardens, my lord. I'm not gonna forget that, Eve. I'm not. All right, cool. Let's talk some ball. Let's start off with the NFL Thursday night game. You know, Ravens beat the Bengals 34-20. But the most important thing, Joe Shiesty, Joey Burrow out for the season. Second injuries occurred this year. Your thoughts on that? Your starting QB is that you lot season done then, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
yeah,
I believe I believe so. Yeah, it's disappointing because they said he had the injury leading into the game anyway. So
there's some bit of
um,
like controversy about that because apparently they
yeah,
never reported it.
yeah, they should. This is the thing. I think a lot of the player associations are trying to look. I think they're looking into making a
And
case
for
for it.
gambling as well, because you know
Yeah,
there's legal gambling. Yeah,
yeah, because it just doesn't make sense if someone's injured and they can't play through it. Like, or surely you can step him out for one game
yeah,
if it's not too serious. But yeah, this case is obviously serious now. He's out for the season. The Bengals don't look. They've not looked good anyway the whole season. Pretty much, I haven't been impressed. But yeah, this just cements that the season's pretty much
yeah.
done now.
because you had the bye week. You weren't playing the best before the bye week. You had your bye week, then you was playing well, and then this injury now it is a shame because although they are divisional rivals, I do like. To be honest, I like most of the teams in our division. You know what I mean? Like Pittsburgh, Browns, us, Bengals. I think we had when all healthy, other than Kenny Pickett, because even Watson, obviously he's out for the season as well. We had all three franchise caliber quarterbacks in my personal opinion. So yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, it's I couldn't understand the draft. Well, I never really understand the draft because they're always the sort of underrated guy goes on missing, and drops down in the draft. CJ Stroud being one of them. He didn't really drop down, but yeah, I thought he was the top guy for me.
Yeah.
I thought he would be number one draft position. So seeing him now, seeing how consistent he is on a weekly basis is just it's nothing new to me because I saw him in college. Like you said, I've seen him in high school. He was in that QB11 series on YouTube. So yeah, no, he's an impressive QB, and he could be up for winning the MVP,
Yes.
which everyone is going on about at the moment. So I wouldn't
I would,
be surprised if he
I would
does.
love for him to win it. I really would love for him to win it. Do you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Because it's just a good story, isn't it? And I like how he carries himself, very humble, but he's a leader already, bruv.
yeah.
And he's only like what 21, 22, leading grown men. Like it's actually crazy for a franchise.
Especially at the Texans as well.
Yes,
Like,
yes. I was just about to say a franchise which has been in turmoil in the last few years as well. A bit of NBA before we talk predominantly football. Golden State versus Minnesota is becoming a little bit of a rivalry.
yeah.
Before I talk about what we want to talk about, I want to talk about Anthony Edwards, and he is fastly becoming a top 5 player in the NBA. I don't know if you've seen any of the clips or stuff, bro, but like this guy, like he came with a vengeance this season to like let people know. And is he the next one? Is he the next guy to like become like? I think he can become the face of the league. To be honest with you, bro.
Yeah. No, I do. I think a lot of people are putting his face against Jordan's face at the moment. Currently, he's playing very clutch basketball at the moment. He it just seems a different person. His mentality seems very focused.
Leader.
He's going back and forth with some players that giving him trash, obviously with Draymond. But yeah, no, he seems a different player. One of my favorite players at the moment in the NBA, and I'm excited to watch him play every day, pretty much.
Yeah, I really should have had Brandon on the pod. Obviously, the Timberwolves is his team, and he's so over the moon because they stunk for so many years.
Yeah,
and it's so funny because I heard someone say a team will take on the identity of the leader. Now, Karl Anthony Towns was the leader for a long time, and obviously he's still a fantastically skilled offensive player, but seems like a nice guy.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He seems like a nice guy. And there's a difference between being a nice guy and a good guy. Like a good guy will punch you in the face if he needs to, but he's still you got good. And that's what I get from Anthony Edwards. He seems like a guy. Listen, like I'm all smiles and stuff, but if you don't get it twisted, I'll bang you in your face, like no problem. Defense. He's playing both sides of the floor, and his 3-point shooting has improved dramatically. Like it's actually insane. Like it's one of those ones now where the only reference point, because we never watched Jordan, but we watched LeBron, and not so much now, but if like even like a couple seasons ago, if LeBron wants to get to the rim, you're not stopping him. Do you know what I mean? And I kind of feel like that's like Anthony Edwards now. If he whatever he wants to do, he's doing it, and if he misses, it's because he misses. It's not because you made him miss. And he's so hench, bro. Like he just looks like a miniature LeBron. I don't even want to put that on him, and you know what I'm saying. But it's just it's incredible to see, and I'm very much happy for them. And then obviously Draymond got ejected in back-to-back games.
Yeah.
So they were chirping. It was, I think, Josh McDaniels and Klay Thompson were going back and forth chirping, whatever. Then they've grabbed each other's shirt. Josh McDaniels ripped Klay Thompson's shirt. Rudy Gobert, poor Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, no, I do feel so.
He's trying to pull him off. And Draymond's just come and just said, fuck it, got him in a headlock and just wouldn't let him go. And in the comment section in Instagram and Twitter is like, he's been waiting years to do this.
Yeah.
He can't, and to be fair, in the summer, he was talking a bit of trash about Rudy Gobert. What's your thoughts on? He got 5-game suspension. A lot of people are saying that it should have been 10. I think 5's okay. What's your
Yeah,
thoughts?
five's a reasonable amount. I think 10's a bit excessive. I don't think it warranted that.
If it was a
It does
punch, then yeah. But no, it
yeah, if
wasn't
it
a
was a
punch.
punch, I'd understand it. But he's got him by the headlock, and just that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you said, I feel defo calculated, man. He's defo thought. Yeah, obviously he's been. I feel like he speaks indirectly about certain players, and
yeah,
defo Go Burrow is one of those players that he believes doesn't deserve the sort of credit and money that he's earning in the NBA. So
yeah,
it was funny to watch. Obviously, you don't really see Clay get into those sort of scuffles in the first place. I was a bit intrigued of why that started in the first place. But
yeah,
yeah, I love an NBA scuffle.
yeah.
It makes me laugh, to be fair, because they never sort of connect any time. Like if
Because they'll
punches
get
are
fined millions of
thrown,
pounds, bro. No one wants to get
yeah,
fined.
but even if punches are thrown, they're never sort of landed. Even in football, you can say that they're not really proper fights, are they? They're just scuffles. So yeah, no, it's funny to watch, but yeah, I really don't understand it. Golden State are always sort of in these sort of situations that they had who was it last year? The Memphis
Memphis
Grizzlies. They
Grizzlies, yeah,
hated Grizzlies last year. Now they're with Timberwolves. Like they
yeah,
love a little bit of a rivalry with another franchise. But yeah,
yeah. Do you know what it is? Is because they can tell these teams are ascending. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like Memphis
yeah,
Grizzlies. I don't know about now, to be honest. But Timberwolves, they're definitely like a team which I feel like people have to pay respect to now, because slyly the Carl Anthony Towns and the Rudy Gobert thing has kind of been working out. But I think it's been working out because Anthony Edwards is the main guy. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like the ball's going through him and stuff. So yeah, no, great to see. Right, cool. James Harden and the Clippers, that trade. We haven't done a pod
no,
since that trade's happened. Obviously, we've spoken, but it's been terrible for the Clippers, and it's been amazing for the Sixers. With the Clippers, I think it's a case of they got too many guys now. Like you've got 4
yeah,
guys. Do
yeah,
you know what I mean? When Golden State had it, like yeah, they had Draymond Green, but he knows his role. He's a facilitator. He's not trying to score the ball. Klay Thompson, he's like, hey, he's a catch and shoot guy. Doesn't need the ball in his hand. The main 2 you had to worry about were Steph
yeah,
and KD. Whereas with all these guys need the ball in their hand. Russell Westbrook needs the ball in his hand. Paul George needs the ball in his hand. Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, they all need the ball. Like you would have thought James Harden would have learned to play off ball, but he's been so dominant. Like pretty sure he's had the highest ball usage for like the past several years in the NBA and stuff. To the point where Westbrook said, "I'll come off the bench," because they've lost like what 5-6 games in a row. Is
mhm.
actually quite silly. So the reason for me saying all this, who do you think got the better of the deal, the Sixers or the Clippers?
Oh, it's Sixers, 100%. You had a player that just didn't want to be there in the first place. So
Again,
whenever that happens, you kind of you have to let the guy leave. And yeah, the Sixers at the moment look like a team that just having fun, seem to be smiling. Maxi's turning up now,
balling out.
which he was last season anyway, but now he's come into his own, and
Mhm.
he's sort of wanting to be that leader as well. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's nice to see. But yeah, Harden, it's tough to watch this whole Harden situation pan out because at Houston, obviously he had the years where he was up for MVP. He was really dominating in that franchise, and then yeah, these trades after trades after trades have just not worked out for him for whatever reason, whether it's his ego, whether
ego.
it's
Of
just
course, his ego. Of course, his ego.
whether it's money as well, the money situation. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's sad to see, but yeah, 76ers have got the better of that trade at the moment.
And the part of the reason why we got the better of the trade, because we got Kelly Oubre Jr. on a really really good deal. Now it's unfortunate that he got into a collision with a car, so he's going to be out a few weeks because he was. I think we was the only team. Don't know if it was in history or in the past league that we had 4 starters averaging 20 plus points. Him,
Mm,
Kelly Oubre Jr., Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid was all averaging 20 plus points. The ball's moving more now, and obviously Tyrese Maxey, he's so fast, so he pushes the ball out and he's kind of, I don't know if you've seen any of the clips, but he's got that James Harden step back now. Like, you know, I mean,
Yeah,
he's added that to his
yeah.
game. Obviously, he's a bit bigger as well. Like, Embiid and him that playing phenomenal ball. Tobias Harris, you know, I've not been his biggest guy, but he's actually playing all right. You know what I mean? Like, but the thing is,
It's when it gets to the crunch with Tobias
yeah,
Harris. He's a player. He's a good player.
he is a good player.
It's just in those moments where maybe Maxi and Embiid are stepping off a bit. You expect him to step up, and he never really shows out. So
Yeah.
yeah,
The thing with the Sixers is we don't have a closer. Maybe Maxi can become that guy. I'm not too sure. You know, they're saying that there's trade rumors of Zach Lavine. I don't want Zach Lavine. I just want
no,
to. I don't want. No, I don't want Zach Lavine. I don't want Zach Lavine to join the Philadelphia 76ers. Bruv, no, because he kind of I mean, he's a good spot up shooter, but he needs the ball in his hand. I want the ball in in Maxi's hands. Do you
yeah,
know what I mean? Because we've been playing well thus far, and although he's gonna get a max contract, he doesn't have that ego of I'm a superstar. He's an ascending star, but he ain't got that. Like I just said with the Clippers, you don't need too many guys. You don't
yeah,
need too many big
yeah,
personalities. Do you know what I mean? Like I much rather get someone, unless we get someone like a Pascal Siakam. Give me get me OG Anunoby and some couple role players. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just want guys that play 3-and-D and can guard the best teams other guys. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
as of right now, who's gonna guard Giannis? Who's gonna guard Damian Lillard? Who's gonna guard Jason Tatum? Who's gonna guard Jaylen Brown? Who's gonna guard? Do you know what I mean? Who's gonna guard Jimmy Butler? Like, because Tobias Harris ain't doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? So
no,
if we was to get someone like a Pascal Siakam or OG Anunoby, one of those two, and then maybe a few other, or Alex Caruso, someone like, we just need someone that can play defense, because that's not Tobias. Tobias Harris' strong suit. That's not Maxi's strong suit either. Do you know what I'm saying? Kelly Oubre plays a little bit. But yeah, that's what I think. I think the era of having like 3 or 4 superstars is gone in the NBA, because there's
yeah.
so much talent in the league and there's so much depth as well, that you need multiple options.
You are now listening to Our League podcast, made in London, distributed all over the world.
All right, cool. VAR Anthony Taylor. Dropped for one game. Anthony Taylor was dropped for one game in the Premier League to go to the Championship, and then got called up to one of the biggest games of the year thus far, Chelsea Man City. You being the Chelsea resident here, like you give me your thoughts on the game first and foremost, and then
Yeah.
Anthony Taylor and how appalling he's been this year. And VAR, I think the whole world's just done with VAR, how it's been done thus far.
Yeah, I think VAR is just it's ruining the game. There's so many sort of uncleared situations that haven't been resolved, like the whole Liverpool situation at Spurs. They obviously released the recording for that, and it was a shit show, really. Yeah, I'm just done with it. I'd rather human error, sort of a referee making a mistake. Clearly, we had that with Anthony Taylor on last week when Chelsea played Man City. The Haaland penalty, I don't know. It's the case where they show the clip after the sort of initial pull from Haaland. It was a 50-50 tussle.
Yeah.
And Haaland's never making that ball, even if he wasn't pulled. He's never getting to that ball because the delivery was poor. But yeah, Anthony Taylor gave it as a penalty. I believe beforehand, though, there was the Reece James got collided with Caicedo.
Yeah.
Because there was a push from a Man City player. So surely you pull back on the foul that led up. And there was other sort of issues within the game, but I don't want to ruin that, because the game itself was just it was
Game of the
back
year.
and forth. Yeah, game of the year. I think Chelsea have been in probably about 3 or 4 game of the years at this moment in time. But yeah, Anthony Taylor has an agenda against Chelsea. I don't know why he has this sort of agenda against Chelsea, but it's one of those things. But yeah, Chelsea's performance, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed how we're sort of creating chances, and
You're playing good football. That's the thing, man. You're playing good football. It's just that, you know, some games where you need to score, you're not scoring. And that's where maybe, you know, another year for Jackson in the Prem, and Cuckoo's going to come back now. Again, we have to tamper expectations because he's coming back from a major injury, 2 major injuries. Broja, that's his name, isn't it? Broja, like
Yeah,
he's,
Broja,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying, you still got to get him acclimated and stuff. I think the main focus for Pochettino now would be to like focus on the flank to get the goals. To be honest with you, like because Sterling, he's now catching form. Cole Palmer is a gentleman who we both said we liked, but we thought the price tag was a bit hefty. Been one of your clutch players this season, man. What your thoughts on that young guy?
Yeah, so composed with the ball. Can play sort of anywhere within that midfield and forward system. Like, I even like that the subs that we made were quite attacking, so he had to come a little bit deeper. And in that central position, he seemed calm on the ball. So, yeah, Cole Palmer's been amazing. The creating of chances he does for this team. Obviously, Jackson is starting to get rolling. I think he's getting a lot of flack for no necessary reason. His stats are up there with sort of the best at the moment in the Premier League. So, um, yeah, no, the Chelsea need to start getting this machine sort of churning now. We need to start winning against the smaller teams. I know we played good against the bigger teams, against Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool, and also City this season. But we need to start getting some sort of results against the smaller teams and try and get in and around the top four, maybe.
Yeah, Jackson in the Premier League, 6 goals thus far. That's eighth out of yeah, how many other forward like people have scored goals. So that's actually good return thus
Yeah,
far.
and he doesn't start every game. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. I like the runs he makes, man. He's gonna be a good player. Um, in terms of like your midfield, what were your thoughts of the midfield? You know, with the Enzo, Casido, you know, Gallagher, and all the other options. What were you thought of that?
I'm still undecided with Enzo and Casado. I know they'll come good, but it has
Is it too
taken them.
defensive? Do you think it is
I don't know because Enzo
box
is
to
one of
box?
those that can go box to box, but I'm not seeing that enough.
Yeah,
You know who I am surprised of and have
go on.
been really quite. I've loved every minute I've seen him at the moment is
Yeah.
Gallagher. Gallagher's been amazing.
But we've been saying this though. We have been saying this, and people last year was giving him a lot of flack. But he's a good footballer, and then when you watch all the interviews of the English players, when they always talk about players, they say, "Yo, Conor Gallagher's one of the best." So yeah,
Mm.
continue, please.
Yeah, Gallagher, his energy, sort of wanting to play for the club is everything a fan wants to see. He's backing that up as well with the sort of him popping up in the box, and even for the third goal against Man City, he took that shot on, and then Jackson obviously got the rebound. But yeah, he's just exciting. He gives everything for the badge. Being a proper captain in replacement of Reece James in
Yeah.
a few of the earlier games. So yeah, I've loved seeing him this season, and also Sterling. Sterling has been amazing as well. I think
No call up again.
the call up is I don't know what it is, whether they've had a sort of disagreement. It just doesn't make any sense. He's one of our informed wingers, and he hasn't been taken. It's
Twice
odd.
now. Twice now. But
It's
yeah,
very odd.
Hendo gets taken and he's in Saudi. You know what I mean? Maguire gets taken and stuff like it. You know, I like transparency, so I'd rather a manager say, you know what, I like this guy, so I'm gonna take him. And I mean, in Southgate's defense, you know, Sterling has been picked a lot by him, but while he's in form right now, he should be getting picked. Another one that should be getting picked, James Ward-Prowse. How he's not
Yeah.
been, because he's playing great football as well. So how he's not been selected, I don't know, man. I want to talk about a man who is revered by your fan base, but he's nearing the tail end of his career, Thiago Silva. And I said it to you the other day. It's a shame that he never came to the Prem sooner. And really, like, I mean, because let's not get it twisted. He's world renowned, all time great centre back in the world, and he's been at major clubs. It wasn't a slouch. He was at AC Milan and PSG. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, he's played for historical clubs, but yeah, in terms of like proving it in the Prem, Champions League winner, I think if he had come to earlier, he would have had a Premier League title underneath his belt. Yes, just the stuff he's doing at his age is simply amazing, and you need to sign him for another year, man. You go, bro.
I know, yeah. I just think him being sort of a leader around the young players, sort of the Diassis, the Colwells, the sort of other players that are coming through the ranks at the moment. I think he's a perfect leader. The way he reads the game, obviously, we've been talking years upon years about how good he has been for the sort of teams that he's played for, PSG, AC Milan, and also Chelsea at the moment. Another year would be good. I don't know whether he would be starting as much as he is now. But yeah, no, he's been one of Chelsea's best players at the moment, and
Loves the club.
he's got his goal against City, which was well deserved as well.
Have you not been linked with any strikers? Because I know, John Obi, who I think has got the best sports podcast right now in terms of the footballing space. Like, just phenomenal. Just for the fact that the caliber guys he's got in his first 3-4 episodes is insane. Obviously he's making the push for Victor to go there. Do you think that can actually happen though?
I see why not. To be fair, I feel like we've got the perfect position. Obviously, he tried to deflect it, saying that he had 2 shirts.
Yeah.
I believe he's had interviews before where he has said he is a Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
So
I don't see how United get him. United can't get him because they ain't got peace. They ain't got peace.
Nah.
You know what I mean? And they just spent how much on Hoyland, whatever his name is. So, well,
I think Agent John Obi may help us out there. To be fair, I don't know what the fee may be, but we need the striker.
Oh, it's 100 plus. 100 plus.
Yeah, 100 plus, and he's a Chelsea type of striker as well. So,
all right, cool. Last thing about Chelsea, possible point reduction because of Roman Abramovich, but I don't understand this. Like, that's kind of like blaming the son for the father's sins. Like, he's no longer, you lot made him sell the club. So why are you now punishing the club? I just don't, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't. What's your thoughts on that, bro?
I swear the government still has his sort of finances as well. I'm sure
they probably do.
They froze his assets, so I'm sure. Yeah, they've got his money. If they want any sort of money from Chelsea, they kind of can deduct that from the finances they've got locked up. So, like you said, I don't believe this needs to be carried on. It's a sort of issue that was in the past. It's not. He's not in. He's not related to Chelsea anymore. So I imagine Chelsea will get away with it because we usually do in these sort of situations.
I don't know, man. I don't know because obviously Everton have been deducted points.
Yeah.
And then I feel like it's now a tale of events to let people know, like they're trying to right the shit because it's looking like Man City may get deducted points as well. I think you lot may get deducted points. Would you rather it this season or next season? That's the big question.
I'd rather it this season, to be fair, because I think at the moment, obviously, all is going well, but I don't think we're not going to reach the heights that we want to. I don't think top 4 may be a long shout at the moment. We could still possibly get Europa League football. So yeah, taking a 10-point deduction wouldn't be the worst now.
Yeah. All right, cool. I want to talk about my boys quickly. Arsenal last game 3-1 against Burnley. But the thing is, we're scoring goals, but I've just not really been convinced with the ball. If the type of football we're playing, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, and some of the games, like for example 3-1, yeah, cool, but I'm expected to win that game. But it's like when we need that spark of something, like it's like we become stagnant because we're too predictable. They know that we're gonna try and cut in through our wingers. Like we haven't got it's clear to see we're crying out for a striker, and we're kind of crying out for a box-to-box guy as well in terms of like pushing the ball forward. Because Anthony said it in the last episode that he's tried to play Declan Rice in that kind of like Xhaka role, and he just needs to stop it. Declan Rice needs to play predominantly as a 6, that deep line playmaker that disturbs midfielders and gives the ball to our better guys. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's Declan Rice's best position anyway. I don't think he's bad at doing it at Arsenal because your tempo is a bit more faster than sort of England and West Ham.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe he should be playing as a 6 at the moment. With Arsenal in general this season, I think I have messaged you a couple times and said, you guys aren't the same, are you? Like,
No.
is it maybe it's a case of teams have kind of found you out a bit more. They know that you work it down the wings, you cut in. Your style of play is pretty much that, and you're getting found out in these sort of situations now. So, Arsenal are doing good. You're consistent. I think you're showing enough grit I think within the Chelsea game, you showed that.
Yeah.
Even when you didn't play well, you got the points. It's just I don't know what elevates you now. Maybe like you said, a striker, a world class striker that comes in and scores the goals. Whether it's you trying to change the game style again, I don't know. But I think Arsenal are onto something. You're gonna be around in the top four for a number of years still. I think you're the only real ones that I can see challenging City other than Liverpool, and that's it.
Next team I was just about to speak about, Liverpool have gone underneath the radar with the moves they've done. I mean, like we spoke about it briefly, but like to see it actually play out, the fact that Klopp rebuilt a midfield in one transfer window is insane. And then obviously the pieces that they've been added in the forward positions the last few years, you know, the Nunes, the Luis, the Jota, whatever. And Gakpo has kind of been playing like midfield sometimes winger, sometimes like false nine and stuff. Mo Salah again balling out. I think he is second in goals. I think so. Let me just double check it. Yeah, he's second in goals with 10 goals behind Erling Haaland with 13 goals in the Premier League. Thoughts on Liverpool? I mean, we kind of said earlier in the season we didn't think they'd do as good, but they're currently second in the table.
Yeah. I think we said they'll be around the top four. I don't think we said they'll be challenging.
Yeah.
But yeah, the season has been amazing. I think we've seen obviously City drop points, and a lot of all the other top teams have dropped points where they shouldn't really have been dropping points. So, Liverpool gone under the radar, but I think the sort of Thursday Sunday games in the Conference League will sort of catch up with them, I reckon.
Yeah. All right, cool. Spurs played decent at the beginning. Do you know what I'm saying? Like play good football. You know, fuck it, they're playing good football. They're playing good football. Madison is now injured for a while. I think they said to the new year, did they say? I think they said to the new year.
Yeah.
Van der Ven, who was playing really good football for them, injured, and he's going to be out for a while. How much do you think that's going to affect them, or do you think they're still going to be able to play good ball? Because they have dropped points since those boys have been injured.
I think it will affect them because these are top players. Van der Ven came in and really solidified that defense, and he relies on pace. So, sort of his injury with the hamstring injury may affect his pace a bit.
Yeah.
But Madison, the goal contributions, the assists, the goals that he scores, the sort of pockets that he picks up in that Spurs team at the moment, I don't think anyone else is really going to be replicating that. I know they played Lo Celso against Wolves, which he's a good player, but I don't think he's Madison's level in the Premier League. So I think Spurs will still come good. I still think they'll be around top four, which they didn't probably expect going into the season. But yeah, they're not challenging for winning the title really.
Yeah. All right, cool. Last few things, footy. Jadon Sancho rumors to Juventus are starting to heat up. What do you actually think of that? Do you think it'd be a good move, bad move?
I don't know. Juventus are one of those teams that have just kind of dropped out really recently. I know they signed Timothy Weah in the summer, who's another winger. I don't know. I don't know whether I like it. I feel like I don't know. I feel like Jadon Sancho could have a bigger move out there for him. I don't know who that could be, but I believe
they're
there
currently
could
second
be.
in Serie A, 2 points behind Inter, who are top.
But they haven't played good football. That's what I'm saying. I feel like they're very defensive minded. So Sancho would really be going into a club where he's playing like United have been playing recently. So I don't think it's best for him. I think he needs to go to a club that plays expansive football.
Back to Dortmund?
Dortmund wouldn't be a bad shout. But Dortmund is a club where it's like you try and progress to get a bigger move afterwards. So
but maybe that's his level though. Maybe he's not the superstar caliber guy everyone thought he would be. Maybe he's that guy who's just maybe just a tier below. I mean, he hasn't got it popping off at United. I mean, to be fair, we both said at the time that wasn't the move he should have went to. Like we don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of feel like he needs to be, if not 1A, 1B, or the number 2 guy, where he gets the ball and the play progresses through him and he's able to create. With United, they play a lot of counter-attack football. He's not the quickest guy. Do you know what I mean? And in terms of defensive work rate, I'm pretty sure he hasn't got, a high motor like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't really paid attention too tough. But yeah, I just think maybe a move back to Dortmund would be all right, man. I think maybe. And the Juventus thing as well, because again, Liverpool, I mean, Italy, slower style of play. I feel like because he wants to put, he's a showman. End of the day, he wants to put on a show. He wants to entertain. He said his favorite player is Ronaldinho, and you can see that in his play. So I think one of those 2 moves would be good for him, in my personal opinion. Newcastle, thoughts on them? Hampered with a lot of injuries.
Yeah. It's a bit gutting because they had started the season quite well. The Champions League, they beat PSG convincingly. And then the Champions League games have come thick and fast, and they've kind of realised that they don't necessarily have that depth.
Yeah.
And that's kind of hindered them in the Premier League now. I think that the Bournemouth result wasn't amazing. But what can they do when they've got loads of injuries, as you said? So I've been impressed with them this season, but I think it will be a long season for them if they don't sort of get replacements in Jan.
But who do you think they could possibly target? Because Callum Wilson, obviously, the injuries are starting to pile up now. Isak, injuries are starting to. I mean, I think he's coming back from injury, but still, he's had injuries as well. But Anthony Gordon's looked all right. You know what I mean? Like Bruno's looked all right. I mean, the Tonali being out for 10 months, that's a heavy hit. That's a heavy hit. That's a heavy hit. So yeah, like who do you think they could possibly target? Not many caliber star players out there.
No, I think just clever signings as they have done over the last 2 years. I think they need to get sort of Premier League caliber players. A centre mid, like you said, Tonali being out for 10 months isn't amazing. So another centre mid, another striker, and probably fullbacks, and probably another centre back in there if that's possible. So yeah, no, I think Newcastle are on to good things, but yeah, the depth thing is an issue at the moment.
Yeah.
Have you been watching Married at First Sight?
I watched it until
They go to
I watched it up to
parents'
episode 10. I watched it up to episode 10.
Oh, okay. So you've got a while,
Well, how much? 36
like
episode
36
36.
episodes, yeah.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, you've got a bit. But yeah, the
No,
first
but
10
tell me
episodes.
anyway. Tell me.
To
Go
be
on,
fair,
tell
the
me.
first 10 episodes are big anyway, because
Yeah.
all the couples get together. There's some big characters. So the Terrence and his wife, I believe that the Congolese lady, she was a nightmare.
What, the one
She
that wanted luxury and all that stuff?
Yeah, she was a luxury girl. She was the one that at the last dinner, she wanted him to get a spoon or something, or a fork, and he said, "I'm not having my fork. You can have it." And she was like, "Nah, go and get me a new one." Like, she was just unnecessary. She was really rude for no reason.
Yeah.
What else has happened? Peggy and that George.
What about that blonde girl that kept on like she had some next high standards for her boyfriend? Like
that's it. Yeah, Peggy
Yeah.
and George. He's like a gamer streamer
Yeah.
guy.
And she said she don't like that. Like what?
No, she didn't like that because he squats in front of squats in front of his streamers and stuff like that. So she didn't like that. What other situations have there been? There's obviously the trans girl, the trans person that's gone in
But
there.
I thought that guy was. I can't lie. I thought the light skinned brother. I thought he was like bi. Because
Well, he said, well, this is what the contradiction is. So he's come out and said his bit about he didn't actually want a girl. He didn't want a girl. He said he wanted like a man. He wanted like a butch man.
See, because he was given.
married
He was given. I thought, if not gay, bi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then even her, like the voice was too deep. You know what I mean? I was like, something ain't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's what to be fair, a lot of people say they wouldn't have noticed, But I think as soon as she opens her mouth, you're gonna know. Literally gonna know.
Of course.
And yeah, she's like main character vibe. She's
Yeah.
every dinner. She's made a big scene. She's made a big issue. She's thrown a glass. Yeah, literally, she's had some issue every dinner party. Who else is there? There's that Arthur and Laura. He's the
What about
Polish guy.
what
He's
about the
the
guy
Polish
with
guy.
all the tattoos and his girl was saying she's in love like after day 2? What's going on with them?
Oh, which one? Oh, which one was that?
They went to like the islands or somewhere like that, and
Oh, okay.
he's got hella tattoos, long white
Oh
guy.
yes. So Brad and Shona, that's it. So Brad and Shona, yeah, they said they were in love within the first week. Yeah.
Yeah,
They went on their honeymoon. They had a good time apparently. And then they came back into the experiment, and he was very sort of controlling. He would
yeah.
use like I'll allow her to do stuff, I'll allow her to do this and that. The experts were like, you won't allow her to do anything, she's a grown woman, like she'll
Mm.
do what she wants. So they kind of interfered, and they kind of stopped that relationship there and then. So they got chucked out of the experiment.
Oh, did it, both of them?
Yeah, both of them got chucked out of the
Oh wow.
experiment. Yeah. And then there's a few new couples that come in. I don't really want to ruin it for you if you're gonna watch it.
No, I will
Um,
watch it. I will watch it. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I won't ruin it for you. But there's a few new couples that come in, and they twist the whole thing round. Like, it literally created a whole lot of drama. So
That's
yeah, no,
crazy.
it was probably one of the best reality TV shows in the UK at the moment. Is Married at First Sight.
I literally forgot about that. Now that you remember, bro, yeah, I'm 100% gonna watch that. Hourly podcast, episode 68. I've been one off duo air to my co-host, my brother, my brethren, Ethan. Follow, like, subscribe on all channels, and that's it. We're out. Peace, people.